Ah, ça fait un bouillon blanc en fait.
Ça a déjà assez de saveur comme ça.
light, doesn't it? It doesn't look too bad. Yeah. The best time is when they're just planting, you know, and they've flooded them and they're like mirrors. You get these gorgeous reflections. And deep below us, there's this layer of rock the rain gets trapped above, you know, it's impermeable. And then we have spring water just coming up all in the basin of the caldera.
Perhaps see something.
In Aso, but they're hard to spot. We have the Kokometaka, which are these hawks.
Way to not wait for anyone.
What?
In Japan, people don't wait for food.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it. And they,
I've learned too quickly. I wasn't used to the chopsticks, but now
I'm very bad at eating with
you want one together.
You want us together, don't you? Ah, okay, so he has that kind of power, okay.
Be like close to the place where we fought that guy.
Yeah.
There's like a patch in the forest.
Is Kome is right. Usuku is like the mound, grave. The story that so that's what you call the mother crater on the left, and that would be a child crater. Erupting, of course, there is a hole, you know, and then once it's sealed up, it will start to, you know, cool down, and then the water returns. dropped it. You know, like, okay. So flowers.
Definitely one of the better ones.
The volcano is based there, basically. So, and then she's got the university and the museum. So she's very academic, isn't she? So perfect. Perfect position for her. Little white building on the hill there is where they get come on, plus.
So the ground was moving like this way.
Yeah. And like the damage can be very uneven as well. It's really like after the earthquake, you drive around and you see destruction on one side or another. Torture Christians in them. Yeah, it has a bit of a nasty history. This area was like Nagasaki and that area, parts of Kumamoto had many secret Christians. Yeah, and they were, people were like told to renounce Christianity. Légumes mini crémeux.
Ça va? Est-ce que je peux remonter?
Elle est trop belle.
Would you like some?